are you again?
Dude, you echoed so
You're gonna
much
get like
so bad.
killed. You're gonna get struck down by God for saying that.
It and she. Puppy?
What?
What is up there?
I'm just gonna say, it's been a
Jesus
while.
Christ. Oh, he's there.
Who is gambling? What?
It's for Clash of
That's
Clans.
Clash of Clans.
Oh,
It's Clash of Clans.
Gambling, yeah.
I thought I heard like slot machine sounds.
Very, I gotta take care of this before the debate starts. It'll just a moment.
Going to fucking explode.
Oh, but stream's on. That's why I was
said
hearing
that?
double.
Oh, dude, we're fucking shit. Oh,
Ren says he loves her cat pet.
Thank you, thank you. I accept all compliments. Thank you. You are a wonderful person.
So based.
I like my hat too. It's so tall. It's like I walk around and I hit my head on. I hit my hat on the door. Like, you know, I don't hit my head. I hit my hat on the door.
You could fight with that hat.
This is the most people I've seen on this server.
Yes, I can. Hiya! This is a big audience.
Yeah, Penta.
Thank you. Microphone test.
Okay, that was literally the worst attack I ever did, and I'm never playing that game again.
New follower, guys, my stream is a son.
What is your comrade? Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Why are you pointing the gun? Oh, no, never mind, never mind, never mind. I screwed the Shamrock 7. I can't swear, right? Or can
Oh.
I?
Curtain table. My curtain table. No!
Ah!
No, my curtain table!
I just realized I accidentally had.
You gotta do a big jump, my man.
You're too short. Here, I'll do it for you.
He's got
Oh,
a big
damn.
hat.
Oh.
Damn, you're a baller! You're a baller!
What, like, mod is that?
My hat?
What
Goofy
mod?
mod?
You can edit skins in the main menu.
I think it's custom
Oh, is it?
character models. It's
Shit, what's that mod called? The one that I gotta find the keybind for it so I can just like find the
The
like,
size
gist,
mod?
Like, no, the. Oh,
Does anybody have any food?
Emotes?
No.
I have some.
Oh,
It's the
food.
like super in-depth like skin editing one.
Oh,
think
the
it's the
skin
one that's
editor. Yeah,
in
it's
this
the
Custom
skin
players
editor.
I
model.
don't like that there's a wither being built.
Oh, I dropped all
Dude,
of
do
it.
not do that. That's really
I
bad.
don't like
They're
that.
trying to summon a wither. Why does that person have full netherite armor?
Because they're fucking
Nerd.
I
gay.
dropped all my
doing?
food.
They're stupid and gay.
Nerd.
Missing
Like,
server
I
side
know,
mod. Never
right?
mind.
Oh, I need one steak.
La 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 la.
It
you
wouldn't be
stupid
a
gay.
mistake. I'm trying to get a steak.
I just dropped 64 and I don't know where it's gone.
I want 64 steak.
Well, that's cool.
quiet,
but I picked up my
everyone.
food.
I can hear a live stream.
Okay,
Watching
Gil. Oh wait, Leanna, what's your live stream?
Don't JFK me, please.
They don't do that. I mean, the MBF. Of course,
Well,
it's the MBF. So I'm just saying, you know.
We need bipartisanship in the audience, okay?
True. True. Promote unity, guys. I'm just saying. Oh. Well.
Don't
no
spawn the
withers.
rip!
No.
I see you!
Okay, are we good to like go or? Okay, I am in the chair. Let me just review the book again.
Live stream is working.
Shut up, Taylor.
Leanna, what's your channel?
What is?
I'm not gonna watch the live stream because I really want to
I'm
play
not reading all
GTA
that.
5.
It's Congratulina. SMH.
I'm not gonna watch a live stream because I want to play GTA 5 and I have no idea anything about the context of anything since I got here yesterday, and I'm willing to deal with the consequences.
I
if this is
posted it
actually really
twice,
important.
Taylor.
Okay.
I didn't see that you posted it twice.
All right, you know, I'm starting in 10, 9, 4, 2, 1. Good evening, people of Craftocracy. I am Sauce Dude, and tonight I will be moderating the first presidential debate. Over here on the left, we have Trif of the Strudel Unity Party. In the center, we have Pentagonal of the Armored Party. And on the right, we have Puppy Leanna of the New Bulgarian Front. I'm going to dive straight into the questions. There will not be opening statements. Each candidate will have a minute to answer the question. And at the end, there will be discussion time where the three of you can talk. I will ask you to not interrupt each other while you are giving your individual answers unless it's really funny. Any questions? Any of you? Before I get into mine.
This, at some point, or are we expecting this to get over pretty quick?
I will try to move through this quickly, but this also
Okay.
might take an hour if you guys talk a lot.
Fair.
So, all right. Well, I am going to get my stopwatch out real quick. All right, let's start with a simple question. What are your plans for the server if you win the election? Let's start with you, Trif.
Well, for I guess general plans, we'd like to take a sort of unifying stance toward everything, helping take ideas from both parties, synthesize them, and make them into something that all people can agree with, and generally looking for the betterment of the server, as well as taking a sort of laid-back approach and letting the people decide instead of being a president who tries to do everything or tries to make all the decisions. We'll instead try to emphasize letting people decide what they want, having votes on that. As a stance, I've decided to not veto anything if I am elected, so we will have fully democratic, fully people chosen, like policy and things like that will occur on the server to help people, not have conflict, to keep people from fighting, that kind of thing.
And your time is up. That is perfectly a minute. Thank you, Trif. Let's move on to you, Pentagonal.
You know, the craziest thing is, I was actually thinking the same thing. We give power to the people, we don't veto anything, and my entire presidency will return the power, and as I said, the people decide. The government gives ideas, but at the end of the day, what the people decide is what the server goes with. We can't be partisan, we have to be very bipartisan, we have to work with others, we have to take ideas from other parties and combine them into one major conglomerate so people can all get along. I want to focus on making the server fun for everyone, because this is a server, we have to have fun, this is a video game, so we have to make a server fun for everyone, and by doing that we will be opening to new players, we will be opening to older players, we will get everyone involved in the server, to be bipartisan and take everything from both sides, combine them, and hope everyone agrees. And we can agree and disagree, but we will always talk, debate, and discuss, and then move forward as a server depending on what the majority of people want. That's all I want to say. I agree with
Alright.
Trif on that.
Thank you. We'll move on to Leanna now.
We will make the people pay.
What the fuck?
Institute the monarchy.
What the fuck?
Care to elaborate?
If I get the question NGL.
What are
What?
you doing if you win the election?
Being gay.
I'm going to move on to
We
the.
will trans everyone for.
Okay, I'm going to move on now. I've decided. My next question, starting with you again, Trif. Why are you running your campaign, and why do you believe that you are fit to be the leader of this server?
Well, I think largely, I'm running my campaign to sort of emphasize, as Pentago said, which I agree with, having fun, making the server not as full as conflict, as full with conflict and stuff like that. Instead of solving conflict after it's happened, the goal is to go to the root. You can't just snip the flowers. You have to go to the root and pull out the weed. So you have to try and stop conflict at the source, and generally just make it fun for everyone based on the opportunities we have, and based on synthesizing ideas from both parties and extrapolating stuff from that. To make
Why do you
everyone
feel you are
satisfied.
best equipped to do this?
I feel like I can take a more neutral stance to bring things from both parties. I feel like it can be very hard to get caught up in leaning to one section or the other. But I'm confident that I would be able to stay in the middle, or at the very least to stay where the people intend, and to sort of bring things in from both sides, as well as outsourcing when it's needed.
All right, thank you for your answer. Let's move on to you, Pentagonal.
Once again, I agree with a lot of what Trif said. I believe I am fit to be a leader because my campaign is focusing on the server startup. This is our first presidency, and we need to get the server on its feet. And the only way we can do this is if we work together and promote ways to work together. I do agree with Trif that we need to be moderate. We have to be in the center. We have to take stuff from both sides if fit. But I believe I am fitting to be president because, as with the recent APC NBF drama, I was willing to take a deal to stop the conflict. And I do agree, we have to stop conflict at the root. I said when I'm president, I will not only make deals to stop conflicts, I will prevent them from happening. So we have to prevent conflicts from happening, but I'm also going to focus on starting the server up, promoting working together instead of dividing each other. And I'm fit to be your leader because I know how to make a deal. I know what we need to do to start the server up, and we need to work together to make a server the best server on Minecraft. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your answer. Let's move on to you, Leanna. Do I need to repeat the question, or?
I desire control. Only radicalism will fix the server. And that's why I'm running. Meow.
Anything to add to that, or can I move on?
I'm incredibly fit to run. Trust me.
Okay, we are going to move on to the next question. This is a pretty important one. It's a very personal question to me. What are your plans to handle griefing incidents on the server? I hear that's a big part of your campaign, Trif, so why don't we start with you?
Yeah, there have been some notable instances of griefing that we've seen. I mean, there was the recent conflict, with the villagers, the stealing of the plane, that kind of thing. And I think that we can, as I said before, quote unquote, stop this at the root by intending to make it so people don't have a reason to grieve. Because grieving will come out of, conflict, people not liking each other for arbitrary reasons, that kind of thing. And you can stop griefing of that kind by, helping people out, emphasizing unity, emphasizing community, and just making it so people won't have a reason to grief because they have either everything they need or they just, don't hate people for whatever reason. And so I think, unity is important to emphasize in that case, which is what I'm running on.
All right, thank you. You, Pentagonal?
I half agree with Trif here, but this idea depends on if the people choose to just let all the beef go out of a sudden, which we all know is not the most realistic option. It can happen, but it's still gonna leave those people. My proposal is we try to push unity, we try to push friendship and working together, but we do need moderation in the server to prevent stuff like this from happening. And as with the second legislative meeting, which is over 2 hours, which is about 2 hours on, we had many moderation-based activities which were convoluted because there's moderation and there's something dumb and there's moderation. So my idea is to remove moderation activity from legislative meetings and make a court of law where we can do it on our own time and have it specifically designated for moderation activities. So in case there is a griefer or there is a thief or there is a conflict, we can solve it there at any time. And since the court is made specifically for moderation, we can do it fast and efficient. And I do believe we need very unbiased, non-partisan judges who can just tell you shit is up, you're innocent or guilty, you either take a fine, take a kick, take a ban, depending on how bad the griefing is, how bad the fever is. We do need a court of law to separate moderation from the legislative meetings to not only make us more efficient, but make us handle shit much better than how we do now. At the end of the day, people stopping all their beef really depends on the people, and we do need a backup plan, which is why we proposed the court. Thank you.
And you, Leanna?
We will make them pay. Griefers will pay. Make the griefers pay large sums of money for their crimes against the state's people. They will fear even the idea of griefing.
Okay, I'm gonna open up the
Right.
stage for discussion because I thought that court idea was interesting and should be discussed further. So all of you may speak now. You have like 90 seconds or more. I don't care.
I do think your core idea is interesting. I feel like a court could definitely work, but at a certain point, we don't have the players for that, and so it feels like it devolves into idealism at a certain point, where there's the idea of a court, but there isn't really a concrete way to set that in place, especially considering the player base. I agree that something like that would be good at some point, but unless you can prove you have the ability to actually create the infrastructure for that, I'm unsure of how that would work.
I think the APC can do it because the Royal Court, as you know, they handle a lot of issues in terms of moderation and stuff, but then a lot of moderation is in the legislative meeting, like the vote to ban the raccoon or the vote to fine them and strike, and I feel like the court can help with that because it's a different building which has different needs, so like before a legislative meeting, you have to vote to fine or ban, but with a court, we can debate and do the same thing, but we can have like the help of a royal court, but also have like maybe different elected officials in the court who swear to be like non-biased. And I do know that idealism can happen. It's definitely not something we really need, so we really need judges who change frequently and we know are non-biased, because if they keep favoring one party, then they should be removed. With the players we have now, it's possible, but not practical. But I do believe that we can make it work, especially with the help of the Royal Court and the admins, because at the end of the day, it's basically like the legislative meetings, but designated for moderation.
I could see that. I think I just worry about, it devolving
We will make
into...
them pay. I will make them pay. No one goes
I worry about it
unpunished.
devolving into,
I will keep them in
biased
check.
judges or people who have their own agendas. But I could see that.
That's why I believe a frequent swap of judges can help. Also, we should also have like if you do get charged, there's always like appeals and stuff. You can go to a different judge, and they can always like decide if you are wrongfully punished, and they can free you and drop the charges.
Alright,
We
I'm
just need
gonna
rotation.
just last thoughts before we move on. No, not okay.
GRRR.
Comrade Leanna, I'm gonna ask you to stay still, or I will leash you. So that
What?
is a threat. All right. Anyway, next question. Let's just go through some like faster ones that I'm gonna have open to all three of you at once. Any opinions on the subject of gun
This is
control on
racism
this
against
server?
dogs.
Just you know, pro
Well, I think
against. You know.
I think the only one who proposed gun control was Leanna, because Leanna's a huge simp for bows and shit. I mean, if you're gonna use mods, you're gonna use mods. I don't think it's a big deal, especially because guns. Yes, they changed the balance in Minecraft, but like we're playing modern Minecraft, you're not playing vanilla Minecraft, and you can still use bows and crossbows efficiently. And I think gun control, if it's implemented, people will waste a lot of materials because it happens so late. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
In
I
the boat
see
simp, I love my
no
bow.
reason
I want our
to
guns to be
control
nerfed.
weapons or guns specifically. People should be able to have their own weapons to defend themselves with, or
Too
you know,
powerful
to
ammo.
keep themselves safe. Obviously, in the event of a conflict, guns can be used to defend oneself. But I hope that, for example, in the idea of a unity win, that eventually conflict would get to a point where it's so minimal that there wouldn't need to be use of guns for defense. They would be, you know, for killing mobs or that kind of thing.
I do
So at a
agree.
certain point, yeah, there's no reason for gun control.
Okay. 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 Next open question I have. What are your opinions on the world border size,
I think
generally?
it's fine.
I think there's nothing wrong with expanding borders, even by a minimal amount. Obviously, a smaller border makes things more connected, but also a larger one could introduce diversity in biomes and the sort of things we have. So I would totally be open to a border, you know, resizing bill as long as it's not excessive. But I feel like we could easily go, you know, 2,000, that kind of thing, to let people have more area to, you know, roam around in, different diversity of blocks, that kind of thing. Because another resources that we just can't get due to the border size, at least at the present moment.
I do agree, but we have to talk about some downsides of sizing the border. Mainly because when we first sized the border, the server was unbelievably laggy for a few days, so we have to give a proper warning. And we should also wait for a time when we should expand a border, because so far most of the new chunks haven't been discovered fully yet. There's still a lot of materials down in the caves, so I'm totally down, like Trif said, I am down to do a border resize build, but we should probably wait for a good time, and when we are ready to do it, you should warn the server that it's gonna be huge server lag if everyone around all the new chunks at the same time.
Gail, can
There
I get
definitely
some
would need to
food?
be a
Soppy.
little, you know, moderation on that, figuring out when it
Yeah.
occurs. But I feel like I'm confident I could help start that, help figure out when we would get that done.
That's
The
something I
planning in
think all
that
the parties.
wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, that's something I think all the parties can agree on at some point.
Hmm.
There's just a lot of minerals still scarce, so there's not a huge reason to expand it already. Guess you just
All
did
right.
ask me to.
All right. Related to that, any comments on the end dimension? Because that is currently inaccessible for several reasons.
I think we should all agree to open the end at one point and fight the dragon together.
I don't think the end is a good idea.
Do you care to elaborate on that, Leanna?
Too many new chunks.
I feel like the end, there's no reason not to open it, but we probably have to wait until
Think of
a
the
certain
lag.
spot in the server where people, you know, have everything they could need. There are
Yeah.
people who still, you know, don't have their diamond armor, don't have netherite, that kind of thing, which could easily be, you know, not very good for the end. And there's nothing to do with, I mean, I
Could
think, yeah,
I
sorry.
am getting a
Yeah.
a message in my Neuralink from Gail to fact check what Leanna has said. Any new dimension that we add, this includes the end or any modded dimensions that might get voted in later, will likely be, or not like, they will be pre-gened, which removes the lag issue. This also applies to world border expansions. Do I need to explain what pre-genning is to any of you? No?
Jolly soup.
It's Jolly Soup.
It's Jolly Soup.
Let's
guys.
go, Jolly Soup.
Okay. Where was it? Okay. Okay. Given that
Grab
no,
Jolly in the soup.
okay, all of you just sit still for like 2 seconds, please. Okay. Who is this Jolly Soup guy? Oh my god. Stop talking to Jolly Soup. Okay. So given that currently no political party has a majority, obviously APC is the largest, but there's still only like 35% of the user base. How do you plan on reaching out to the large percentage of independent voters that you will need to win this election? Let's just start with you, Trif, because
Okay.
you're part of.
I wasn't sure if it was an open one or what.
Or screw it. We can just do open because that's more fun.
Okay. I feel like getting the independent vote is very important, but you can definitely bring over independent voters by making campaign promises. I mean, to not veto. There are lots of things that independent voters value. Obviously, independence, having their own ability to choose even when not affiliated to a party. And I think, bringing those ideas in, or allowing votes for things of that kind is important. And I mean, yeah, there are lots of things you can do. Like the border, expanding that would better everyone, that kind of thing.
Actually, I'm gonna take this somewhere else. So you two specifically have been pretty similar on a lot of issues. What do you believe separates your parties from each other?
Can I go
And why
first?
should someone vote for one of you over the other?
I'll go first if that's fine.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
this is where I get to talk about my campaign promises. We are moderate capitalists. We want to have many branches of government that will not fail because of low membership, but because we have an incentive to work. We plan on having a currency system which can coexist with regular trading and bartering. So we plan on having copper, iron, gold, diamond, maybe emerald as like main currencies, which can be stashed in the bank but also bartered with. And what we plan on doing with this is we will get the people to work together with contracts. If we need people to work on building, we will contract them. What this will do is with a bank set up, the government can contract people to do building projects with a payment. And then once the project is done, we'll use like a book and quill, give them like an amount of money, and they can run to the bank, cash out a check, and then this will promote people to actually work on government projects because they get paid. Because I believe that this currency system will benefit best with designated government projects, while bartering will work best with just regular trading. So these two will coexist. If you want to trade something at like with someone, you can always barter if you need something. But with government jobs, we will pay people with a currency because copper, gold, iron, and diamond plus emerald are actually materials in Minecraft. You know that they have a lot of use. They aren't just like paper money. They actually have uses. So getting paid in this materials will not only help you get more materials, but it will also incentivize the server to help build with the server. Like we will all come together with this mindset where you can barter but also have a currency, and these two coexist with each other because the government will contract people to help with the server. They'll get the paycheck of these materials that you can use to like make armor, make iron, or just use as currency, but you can still barter. It's not replacing bartering, it's actually coexisting with it. That's what we're gonna do. We are moderate capitalists. We are also willing to incorporate socialist elements like like social programs to help new players. That's what we're doing.
Could
here.
you
As-
maybe speed this up a bit so that Trif can talk?
Sorry. That's all I have to say for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Or Leanna.
I can see that you have a large vision for the server, but those plans are so robust and so all-encompassing that I see no way that they could be implemented.
I see a way.
In
Yes,
terms
ma'am.
of the amount of members, as well as the amount of large government that would require, there's no way to implement that, especially considering how large the government have to be for that. People
The thing,
don't really want a large government overreach here, and I don't see how a currency system could benefit us when
I see a
we
way.
could easily do things out of kindness or a sort of unity in ourselves, as opposed to buying things, doing that kind of thing. It would be a lot easier to emphasize trade and do things out of
I
I
want to
guess
respond to that.
more collective gain.
I want to respond to that real quick. In terms of large government, we will take stuff slowly. We won't add 5 things at once. But for the bank, it's a very clear idea that we're not trying to replace bartering, but the thing with our system is usually when you are trying to get people to help with projects, you have to pay something with some thing. So like what they want, what you want, stuff like that. But in terms of a government job, we have like all the main materials ready to give you at a flick of a wrist. So if we hold all those materials in the same inventory style, that's a lot of materials. So like our system is gonna try to coexist with bartering, as I said, but we're gonna keep it small but keep it strong. So the government will get people to contract, and then they help with a project, and we can hold currency in book and quills. Like the main currency of a server will mainly be used for government contracts, which will help unite the server to do stuff. I don't think it's going to overlap with bartering, and I don't think it's a huge task, mainly because we plan on only starting with one government edition, which is the bank, which obviously, if you check the chests and someone steals shit, that's not the best, but our currency system, I believe, will help unite the server more, because we have the 5 main the 5 main materials ready to just hand out at the flick of a wrist, just for helping with. It promotes cooperation, and I am willing to compensate for this currency system with the other parties, but I do believe we need some standard currency specifically to handle business and stuff like that, because sometimes you don't want dried kelp for your payment. Iron, diamonds, gold, emeralds, and copper are like the main materials in Minecraft at this point, especially if the guns mod copper is really good, but if we can have these 5 materials streamlined for contracts, but still keep bartering, there's literally no reason to have the system. Especially as I said, I don't plan to have government expand rapidly, because I know people don't like big government, but I think a bank which can take checks and you can like contract people to do stuff. As I said, I'm repeating myself, but it's just an easy way to get people to work together. I mean, iron, diamond, emerald, copper, gold are like the most used materials, so I don't see why we should not have those in circulation, because I think it's just gonna work if you do it right. Like, yes, we don't have a lot of members in the server, but that doesn't mean we hate each other. We can always make stuff work if we just believe. And I know that sounds cliche, but how hard it will be to run the bank? You have a command to detect who steals shit. Bam. It will promote working together with checks and stuff, and I believe it'll work because you basically get a lot of materials you might need otherwise just by building projects. The government will never overreach. We promise that the APC government will not overreach its bounds because we are for the people. This is the one area where me and Chip will disagree, but if you believe this will
Alright,
work,
could you
hopefully-
have like a finishing thought here? Because I'm dealing with an issue right now, but I have another question.
I think I'm done. Just our contracts will be in the server together and get free materials for people for just helping.
Okay. Next question that I came up with right now, so it's not in my document. Do you have any plans for expanding the server to new people and just finding new members and retaining those members, especially after like winter break ends and people have school and shit?
I feel like to emphasize new members, we could work on advertising more, posting in
Yeah.
different areas, posting online. We can also try and maybe have the YouTube videos either a higher quality or make more, that kind of thing. Obviously, winter break will unfortunately lead to some player drop off, but also a lot of the people on the server, in the nicest way, are very chronically online. So it may not affect it too much, which honestly is a good thing. But definitely we could use advertising as a way to emphasize that kind of thing.
I agree. The APC right now and Craftocracy, they have YouTube channels where we post videos about the server and whatnot. I believe we should normalize this, mainly because it helps random people find the server, but you should focus on advertising. I don't have a lot of friends to invite. I really don't. Shut up, phone. Shut up, phone. But we have to advertise. We have to normalize content for Craftocracy. Maybe someday someone will click a video, join the server because they think it's interesting, but we can't guarantee help, but we want multiple people to help invite or make content and spread the word. That's basically, it's a very easy question. Everyone basically has the same answer.
I
You,
do want to
Leanna,
say...
you haven't talked in a
Oh,
while.
I'm sorry.
Be right back for like 2 seconds.
How will you get more
Meow.
people on the server? Just advertising shit, I don't know.
I have a lot of goopers. And crafting goops into the server. As we speak.
Okay.
I agree with advertising ideas, but I also think if there were a Unity win, we could easily implement a system where people would get some reward for inviting a couple people or posting it somewhere, making a video, that kind of thing, where by promoting the server you can get a reward in that way. I I'm unsure about inviting Leanna's goobers. A couple of them have been interesting. One racist. It's
Sounds like a good idea,
interesting.
John Triffin.
I'm back.
Thank
What
you.
happened?
Nothing really.
Okay, good.
Can you
Okay,
put Subway Surfers gameplay on the screen back here?
Okay, I got one more general question before I have specific questions for the three of you, alright? This one I just came up with, so I gotta think of some better wording, so anyway, I've been hard at work, as you can see by this. So my question to all of you is, how do you plan on keeping the server interesting for people that have already, like, maxed out, like, gear-wise?
Stone.
Any new, maybe adding mods beyond Netherite or emphasis on community projects over Minecraft progression? Any thoughts?
I think, first of all, we need community progression. We need community. With a limited world border, we will eventually reach a stage of maxing our armor when the server is basically convoluted. This is why the APC wants to establish...
I didn't invite you, Sue.
This is why the APC wants to manage different projects, mainly with a contract system where you can contract players to build and help with server expansion. Because we plan to make Spawn and other areas look very beautiful. Spawn, I think, is goofy, but I believe with enough detail we can make actual cities that look really nice. So this is a social server. Once you max out, that's the end of the road. Yes, we can add mods, like different dimensions, or maybe whatnot, but in terms of major generation, we can't really do much. So, this is a community server. We are a community, this is a political server, so we have to focus on the politics part of the server. People will get bored, that's true. But the only thing you can do is focus on politics, focus on community, and focus on mods. But mods may convolute stuff too much, so we have to leave that to the people to decide. Thank you.
Sorry, the chat is insane. I agree with what Penta's saying, although I feel like adding new mods would be emphasized if, for example, in the event of a Unity win, where you get ideas from all the people. If a certain amount of people want, you know, say a progression mod or a mod that adds, you know, something to make the server spiced up again, it would definitely be beneficial to propose that, to try and add it, that kind of thing, and we can always try different, you know, scenarios out. It all kind of depends on what the people want, as well as, you know, the ideas people have for the server, because obviously politics will emphasize that. Not create. Anyways.
Yes, great. Let's go. I can't share my opinions, but that is the one opinion I will share, that create is best.
I suggest that with
If the
multiple
people
viewers,
want
no.
create is what they get, I guess.
I want create. But
I
anyone
want
can
create.
propose that.
Fucking create. Create fiend over here. Okay. Anyway, enough of me breaking the rules assigned to me in my own book. I'm going to start asking the three of you just individualized questions, alright? First one I have is for you, Pentagonal. So I've read your long-ass campaign promise book thingy.
People call me
And
a
in it,
marker.
I don't know if you wrote it specifically, but it was for your part. You mentioned wanting to break up monopolies on the server. What does that
Yes.
actually look like to you?
When the server first started, we had many instances where villagers were slayed, cows were slayed because people wanted to keep a monopoly. For example, I really don't want to throw shade to the NBF because I just solved the conflict today, but this is a debate, so I have to. When the server first started, there was a village beside Spawn and the APC HQ. The vice presidential nominee for the NBF came to his base. It just burnt in a wildfire, but there were like 2 villagers left, and she slayed all of them. So all the villagers in the
We
current
did do
borders were you admitted it, but all the villagers were
You're
dead.
fucking lying.
I'm not.
The
You
fuck?
see-
Get the fuck back in your seat.
You see the violence? You see the violence the NBF is on? They are the
If
least
Unity was elected,
partisan.
this wouldn't happen in the first place. I'm just saying.
I didn't even do anything. The NBF should be out of this race, but yes, we have to stop monopolies. We have to promote competitivity. If there's one person in a specific market, they can raise all the prices. We don't want that. We don't want prices to be raised. We want competitiveness, so the best price will be the winner, and people will be motivated to lower prices and make the better prices. To be an anti-monopolist capitalist is to be fair and centrist. We want to work with both sides, but we also want some sort of economic ability to the server, like a currency. But we want to work with everyone. Please stop! Stop!
I feel like this is
Let
my
go of
job
me!
to.
Let go of
Leanna,
me!
please detach that leash, or I will pull out the Glock.
This is why you don't vote for New Beginnings.
I'm
I'm
fucking
tired of being
strapped.
nice. The NBF should not even be in this race, okay? Vote me or Trif. Anyways, yeah, that's my point. To stop a monopoly, we need competitiveness. Competitiveness.
Jails load me.
Multiple people have the same product. They fight for best prices. You make your own opinions. That's what you need. You need to make your own opinions. You can't just listen to the top dog.
Fuck happened?
This is why I am against the idea of the APC being a supermajority.
Oh,
What the fuck?
where did he go?
What the?
Oh.
Blood left.
Leash colon 3.
Let go of me! Help! Thank
Here,
you.
wait. Invite
shit
Sauce
back.
to the group. Yes.
Anyways, yeah.
It was going so well up until now.
Yeah, this is great.
I just say
This sucks.
Just so you know, I did nothing to deserve that. So, if there's any party you disregarded on your ballot, it was the NBF. Okay.
I think
I
both sides here
I
have
completely
been caught
forgot.
in
Oh yeah, I
meaningless
asked about
squabbling.
Monopoly. Let's just move on to the next, because clearly you like stuck?
The name of slowness in Locust is fetus.
Okay, I got it. Let's just. Could one of you gentlemen help me like push her back on to the?
This is excruciating. There we go.
Let's go.
Okay, thank you.
That was unity right there. We all work together to help her. I'm just saying.
Yeah, unity.
But she can move.
He just
now.
he just endorsed the unity party.
Very
Just because
Did
he
you
called
hear
the
that unity party?
nice
Just
show.
because-
Just stop
just be-
talking.
Just because he called the unity
Silence!
does.
I'm gonna shut up. I have a weapon. Stop talking while I ask the next question. All right.
Epic.
Okay, let's just move on to the next. Trif. You will, as a member, as the primary member of the Unity Party, how do you actually plan on achieving a stronger sense of unity so that events like that don't happen?
To promote unity among members and parties, I feel like it's probably most important to just emphasize working together
father's US.
on essentially everything. I mean, obviously there'll be disagreements, but the idea is to help mediate those disagreements to prevent them from turning into conflicts. Like I said before, to grasp at the root. There's also more of an emphasis to create more community projects, to help people with community projects, and to generally assist the players in the community. I mean, you can assist people now, but if we were more unified, it would be for everyone, and we would be able to, create crazy things that everyone likes, that kind of thing.
Okay. Any comments you two want to add, or can I move on to the next question for Leanna specifically? So I got a pretty important one. No comments? Okay, we are...
I'm sorry,
Wow.
my tongue is burning. I had the jalapeno.
Okay, we're gonna move on now. Leanna. Big question for you.
What?
Alright. Do you believe that your status as a dog will create any difficulties for you being president?
No. I'm epic.
Any plans for if a oppositional leader were to have a leash and didn't have it get broken like I did? Since that might affect someone of your species more than a human or
I
ferret
just sit in a
counterpart.
chair. As.
I guess Trif, you're also like Walter.
Well, that's just the
but-
skin.
yeah.
I'm Walter Dog.
Walter.
Walter.
Do you like
Sorry.
fire trucks and monster trucks?
I do. I love
I
fire
do
trucks and
too.
monster trucks.
Nice. Okay.
No, I love India.
Next question, Pentagonal.
Hello.
Meow.
One of your party members is running as the vice presidential candidate for the Unity Party. Do you have any comments on that?
Well, here's the thing with Gem. I'm not pissed because it's his choice. But that shouldn't be a choice to not vote for me because, first of all, Gem is more aligned to the APC than Unity. He's just trying to keep unity between the parties, so it's something we're also trying to do, so it's also working with our plans. Yes, he's competing for the other party
my bad,
as a VP
my bad.
nominee, but the Unity Party, no offense, has had a very rocky road recently, losing their leader and their second nominee for vice president, so Gem has to fill the shoes. And I think just because he is running as the vice president doesn't give a signal of weakness to the both of us, because obviously we need unity. But we don't need unity of the party, we need unity. And I want the audience to decide what is unity. Because
My
both
favorite
of
game
us
engine.
are offering unity, except NBF. But the APC promotes unity the most. It's just we had a unfortunate
Godot is better.
incident
Unity game engine.
because we defend our territory, and because we defend the territory, we don't want people fucking with us. Because one time we had a huge conflict. You probably heard of it. I lost my airplane. They lost a villager, but we made up for it because we care about the art of the deal. We use diplomacy to solve shenanigans. We want to stop this conflict. We stop it temporarily, and we will get to the root. This is how we get unity. Diplomacy, not by shooting each other.
Oh yeah, I need to
And-
make.
No, it's fine. Jay gave me it back, but we made a deal. Both of us got something. Both of us lost something. So we will use diplomacy to unite the server.
Okay, settle down.
I'm sorry. I just got excited.
I agree. I mean, unity is obviously important, and I don't see an issue with Jim being my candidate. As Pent said, I mean, you could argue, yes, there was a quote-unquote rocky history with our party, but we're back and we're stronger than ever. It was in its infancy, but we've had no true conflict, which I see as more of an indicator of rocky road than actual, party changes. I'd also like to clarify, I mean, that there's no reason why there can't be someone from another party helping someone else. That's promoting unity. And I'd argue we are possibly the most unified ticket. I mean, one side is only TTS, and the other is only voice. I'm a voice person running with a TTS person, and it's important to show that there's unity between the two, and to show that there can be the possibility of both working together, as well as both parties working together. That's currently occurring. So both parties working together, as with APC and Unity, is like both parties working together in terms of a win to enact change in the server.
I just want to add to that real quick. I believe the voters should decide not on rocky history, but because of policy. Because yes, you can argue that just because you had a rocky election history, like choosing candidates, doesn't mean you are not fit. But also because we had conflict with other parties and other members, doesn't mean you're not fit. Because the APC solved this conflict by diplomacy, making a deal, the art of a deal. My favorite tactic. And I feel like we should not attack each other on this because, as I can accuse Trif's party of having a rocky history, we also have a rocky history of conflict with another party. What we need to do, both of us, we need, as president, I will sit all other leaders at the table and have a long discussion on what we want and what we need. I want to work with everyone, but I also want all of us to get our ideologies across. I want all of us to make a deal where we get all. I like deals, but I want a fair deal. We all need to get an equal amount of whatever we want out of the deal, or else it's an unfair deal which should not be approved. Diplomacy over weaponry.
Okay, we're gonna move on
agree.
because
Yeah,
this is you
Fair.
two just keep agreeing over and over again.
Who the fuck is calling me? Suspected
Okay, so
spam
you seem
calling?
busy, so we're gonna talk to Leanna again. Do you feel that your ties to the Confederate flag guy will hurt your electoral image, Leanna? Or your chances?
No. I believe in my epicness.
Okay, cool. We are going to move on to Trif again.
Okay.
What is your plan for winning this election,
I
given that
believe
you
in
are
myself.
tied for having the smallest party?
I think it's important to just emphasize that we're for everyone, and the idea is that we are not going to make a huge change, and more so just make sure that everyone is seen, make sure that everyone has their stances and their ideas. I mean, APC is looking for large sweeping changes, generalizations, that kind of thing. And while I admire the ambition can quickly lead to a downfall. And also some of that stuff
India.
is just fake and gay.
Okay. Now, I don't want to be mean, but let's be honest. If you play too neutral, you lose out on a lot of things. Like, yes, the NBF is radical, but we're radical centrist, you know. We need compromisation, but we also need strict proposal of what we need. We need some things that people will not expect what we need because sometimes the best of ideas are also the most frowned upon. If we just play it safe, we play it safe, but when it becomes boring, like, how do we get people to work together by just saying, please work together, we can trade, but we already trade. We already trade. So with our currency system, we're all established with a bank. Like, we proposed many other stuff in our manifesto, but that's not in one campaign. We want to start off slow, but we want to start off strong. If we get a basic currency set down, we can contract the entire server, pay them to do a lot of stuff which will help the server. Because let's be honest, apart from the bases, the server's not really the most interesting. There's barely any architecture. If you go to someone's base, it would probably kill you. We need more neutral city zones where you can fly in, have a fun conversation, you know, social activities, game, and also we need the Olympics!
If I could butt in at this point, there seems to be a lot of contradictions in many
Okay,
of the things you're saying.
Let's hear it.
As you said, you would like to stay fully neutral, but then you say being neutral can be too much. You say you're radical centrist, but that's kind of an oxymoron. How are we supposed to be neutral?
I would like to cut in real quick, actually. I have a mini question for Pentagonal. Are you subscribed to JReg on YouTube?
Yes.
Of course you fucking are. Okay, keep talking, Trif.
There's a contradiction in the idea that you will not be too neutral, but you're also going to sit down with everyone at the same time and get ideas from other people. I agree with being neutral, but there are contradictions in your idea of not being neutral and being neutral at the same time.
The contradictions in my idea is what just happens within the timeline. I want to be neutral, but I do admit we do have to take some leaps of faith sometimes. I want to be as neutral as I can, obviously. And I'm not a political genius, obviously. This is a fucking Minecraft server. But I need to appeal to people, but I have to appeal to people who want change. Yes, centrism. We have to be as centrist as possible. We need to hear from both sides, even if you're fucking insane. But we do not need to like we have to be as neutral, but sometimes we just need to take a leap of faith sometimes. And just because you take one leap of faith doesn't mean the server's gonna go into chaos, because if we see something bad happening, we can all just vote to revert it. We have to be safe, but we can't. We have to be safe, of course. But if we see something going wrong, we can always act on it later on. And
I can see.
Yes, there may be some discrepancies between all of our parties, but at the end of the day, it just depends on the vision of a server. Discrepancies don't matter if we all embrace unity, because yes, we all may have some discrepancies, but that can be that can be ironed out by just talking to each other. Like, as I said, if I'm president, I will sit all the leaders down and have a long talk. I may have some radical ideas, but I will iron them out with help. And I may not want to lose some of my ideas, because I have a lot of ideas which I think will help the server. But at the end of the day, there's been a lot of radical ideologies which just came out of the woodworks, which actually managed to benefit more than it hurt. I believe we have to mix that. We have to be neutral, but we have to have many ideas for change, which may or may not be radical. We have to balance it. There are no discrepancies if we can 50-50 balance neutrality and radicalism. That's my take.
I can see that you are intending to make those leaps of faith, which I agree leaps of faith can be good, but leaps of faith often lead to failure. I mean, you are intending to enact a fully capitalist system with banks and a currency and all that, and that would be very difficult to enact in the time frame you've got, as well as making it anti-monopolistic capitalism, which is an oxymoron. Objectively, capitalism is for general profit,
Yeah.
even without
but here's the thing.
monopolies, and I don't see how you could make that in the time frame you have as president.
I believe I
Spinning.
can. But here's the thing. First of all, this is not real life. This is a Minecraft server. I am saying terms that don't make sense, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm thinking of a Minecraft server. Yes, we have a currency, but we're thinking of capitalism versus Minecraft capitalism.
I'm going to
is...
interrupt here real quick, actually,
Sorry.
because I have a
Capitalism is for morons.
I have a question
You're
for
a
you.
communist!
Okay, so you have self-identified as a communist on the server, and you have that like little Neko arc skin with the Soviet shit on it. So my question to you is, do you actually have any communist or even just socialist adjacent policies planned, like at all?
Was I meant to be planning?
You are the
Yeah.
presidential candidate for your party. You are supposed to have a policy platform.
Could I
Do you
ask
know
something?
what a policy platform is?
It's gay bars.
Do you?
I'm gonna ask you a few other questions, okay?
That's my policy.
Do you know what a veto is?
That means tater tots.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Okay, that's good. Do you know how many branches of government the U.S. government has?
3.
Okay. You're doing better than the APC vice president so far. How many members are there in the Senate? Okay.
100.
You're kind of cooking. You're okay. I'll lay off from the civics quick because you're kind of cooking. Okay.
It's a fucking Minecraft server.
I think that I don't have opinions. I'm a debate moderator. Let's see what other questions I have. Okay, Mr. Pentagonal.
I paid attention in social
It's
studies.
very good for you. So your plans to start a military might seem a bit overreaching and authoritarian to some members on an otherwise pretty like libertarian Minecraft server. How do you address those concerns?
First of all, I said earlier, we don't plan on having these institutions implemented immediately. For the first term, we just want a bank to start, and you'll see how it works. If it doesn't work, we will happily take it down. Our plan for the military is not to invade people's rights. It is for looting purposes mainly. And server moderation. First of all, yes, there will be instances where, like, here's the thing, we have to prepare. We had a huge wildfire a long time ago, and in my speech this day, in my YouTube channel, I said that a fire and rescue would be a good idea for a government-funded agency later, but it's not one you need immediately. We can use it as a side, like, standby. I don't think we will need a military to do a job all the time, other than just to fuck around and have fun. Because I think the idea of a military, for the most part, is just fucking fun. It's just funny. It's funny. I mean, like, there's no point to do it, but, like, it gives the server something to do. But let's say there is an instance where there is someone running around, unkillable, maybe with a group of maybe with a group of friends, and they are wreaking havoc. Yes,
Ooh,
the
that
admin
could-
can just come in and ban him, but the military will be controlled by the government. If the APC is voted out, the next party will be in
X33.
charge of it, so it depends on the party, on how the government is run. And we'll put it as number one rule for the military to only be in use if not only the government but the people approve on something. Let's say there is someone who may have illegal farms, but you can't just sneak in their base because let's say they are cracked. The military
And you
is
get
just
rid of my Sloan's PLZZZ.
the military is just for fun, but it's on standby, like the fire and
X33.
rescue idea. Most of the other agencies won't be ran by specific people. Like, if you run the bank, you may also run the military in like a
Yo.
division. It's just for fun, but it's on standby if we need something. We have all the materials there if we need something at like a chest grab. So basically,
We
If we
munch
need to
our
do an
pig's
operation,
puppies.
we can, but it's just for fun. It's nothing too serious. And also, we won't breach on rights because we will make sure we talk to other parties before we do any crazy shit. We will not go full Adolf Hitler because we hate Adolf Hitler. I hope he died when he was a baby.
I have a new question I would like to extend to all of you because you just gave me a fire idea for a question. So, do
What's
you
that?
believe that there's some value in maybe
I haven't
instituting
been paying
like
attention. How did
potentially
Hitler
less
come up?
popular policies just so that it makes the server more interesting and more worth playing because it contributes more to the social experience?
Debate.
I think there
Perhaps.
definitely could be value in implementing less popular stuff, but a lot of the time that will come down to something that people just objectively don't want. I mean, if there are to be votes from people, they should be for what they want, and a less popular policy just won't be implemented. However, assuming there is the need for a policy, people will come up with it, people will propose it, and eventually, if it is supposedly good enough, then it can be implemented. But I don't see a reason why we should, force less popular stuff to be implemented if it's not what the general population wants.
And here's the thing. Even if you win the presidency, you still have to get your shit through the vote for it to be passed. None of our parties have a majority. None of our parties can guarantee what we will try to pass will be passed. Which is why I am trying to be as neutral in some regards as I can. I may have some radical ideas, but I also wish to the audience to think of some ideas, and if some of them you don't like or a thing, you can always debate that in the main legislative meetings, because none of us presidents have complete power, and I would actually argue that's a good thing. None of us can overreach our power. None of us have a full majority where we can do whatever the fuck we want unchecked. So, we are all neutral in power. We may have more members, but none of us have a majority. It's all up to the independents.
See,
Yes,
I see what he's saying, but yes, there is no party neutrality at a certain point, because you have overall more members, you have more of a chance to enact the things that you choose. There is generally a higher chance that the things you would like to be enacted will enact, regardless of how much people like them. A lot of people will vote based on party rather than policy.
but here's the thing.
So that's why I feel like underdogs could easily be a lot more emphasized, because there is more of a democratic element of that, and not just party affiliation deciding votes.
That I wouldn't say it's true, because the last legislative meeting, we had a lot of stuff suggested. A lot of stuff was passed, a lot of stuff was vetoed. Not because of the size of a party, but because of the size of the opposition. I am encouraging people to not vote by party, vote by policy. Even members of my own party I disagree with sometimes, mainly the NBF APC conflict. I always try to play it safe, they try to play it rough. So we have disagreements. So I don't think size matters until there's a definitive majority, then we really need something to keep that in check. Because yes, the APC is the biggest party, but I don't think we'll get more people unless we do good. Because we are at the election phase. You either do good or you do bad. If we lose the election, we will still try to pass some things we campaigned on, but you can't guarantee anything. Like Trif can't
I
guarantee
feel
anything.
so sick, man.
Like Leanna can't guarantee anything. None of us have a majority. Yes, I have more members, but I can't guarantee anything. I suggested some things and it almost got blocked. The only things I got passed through were fucking mods, because everyone likes mods. It's a harmless addition, but when you get to the more radical ideas, it'll be hard to pass for any party, even the underdog. So you have to balance the weird ideas with just common sense. Like the first half of the debate, I agreed with Chip on basically anything, and now we're starting to disagree.
In the
So
most sick, man.
take your side. Don't vote on party. Vote on policy. Vote on what could work or what can't
See,
work.
I agree that it can be hard to pass stuff, but that brings up the fact that you are proposing such large changes that could easily just not be enacted in any way. and that is directly just not following up on your campaign promises. I see that my changes generally would be entirely for the good of the server. I see generally no way that I think they would be, quote unquote, stopped. But you're making
Because you're
such controversial and radical changes that I don't know if you can follow through with your very large campaign promises. And that obviously should have voters concerned, seeing as a lot of the stuff you just can't do, or a lot of stuff you promised to do, could very well not happen.
even if it can't happen, the fact we agree the most things mean that if my ideas are rejected, I will totally take that to the grave. But at the end of the day, without radical ideas, we're basically the same. The NBF, I can't speak so much, they're basically out of this race, but here's the thing. Of course, you think you can deliver your promises because they're your promises. I think I can deliver my promises because they're my promises. Hell, the NBF can deliver their promises because it's their promises. We do have an extent of what we believe we can do. I am the center ground here. I'm a middle ground here. I'm in between the NBF and Unity. I will balance neutrality with change. I will propose some ideas which I don't know how it will go, but I have a guess. I believe it'll work because there's no reason why it would not work badly, because if we can contract people for materials which they desperately need, because like we need iron. Some of us don't have iron. Imagine the new people, like build something. Okay, we can build something to get a pay. Okay.
Could you get
There's
to
like-
wrapping this up? This is kind of going on for a while.
There is a different way to get materials by just helping with server activities. We don't have to replace bartering with the new currency system. We just have a stockpile of materials to pay people for participating in server activities. Yes, I'm not guaranteeing that my votes will always pass, but you do have to think about it. The other parties can't guarantee that either. We have to be neutral here, because I want people to work together. If there is an incentive to, with, let's say you get paid in iron and stuff, go ahead. People want materials. Some people have more than others, but new people will join.
How can you say you're the middle ground between the two
Okay,
candidates
just
when you're
stop
promoting...
talking. This
Fair.
is gone. I don't even remember what the question was.
Okay.
Okay. This has gone on for about an hour and 15 minutes, so I have one more tiny little question for all three of you individually, then we'll move on to closing statements. Then we'll be done. All right? Sound good? Okay. So, Trif, I would like you to say something nice about both candidates.
Okay. I think Pentagonal, regardless of his radical positions, he has a very good stance on promoting unity between everyone.
Thank you.
And I think regardless of who will win, either of us would be able to, at least in some way, take in ideas from both sources. And as for Leanna, I think their stance on generally letting people do whatever, as far as I can tell, is I think it's admirable. And I think that it could definitely lead to a good amount of positive changes.
Pentagonal, you're next.
Trif is willing to negotiate, which I respect deeply, because at the start of the debate we agreed. Second half, we did not. That's something we need. We need agreements, disagreements, all the time. No matter what, no matter why. There will be radical propositions in the future, not just me, but with all the parties. So we need agreements and disagreements. We need elections to promise but also not promise that something will happen in case the majority disagrees. And Leanna, resilience. NBF went through a lot of stuff, and it kept propping back up. That's something I respect. The NBF is willing to negotiate, as the APC recently solved a conflict with the NBF, which is something I deeply respect, because deals are what we need to solve conflict. Not just solve conflict, but get to the root of it. We need to make deals and use diplomacy over weaponry which is something that I can believe the MBF is very capable of. So, I will recap. Trif is willing to negotiate, and Leanna is willing to make a deal. And I respect both. Thank you.
It's your turn.
I love
Yeah.
Pence giant hat and I like Trif's silly darky skin exclamation point colon 333. Meow.
Okay.
you.
Minecraft shit get serious.
That's a lot of genuine.
I carry you for JSMH.
I am a moderator. I don't have opinions on the statements, candidates.
I just shot my pants.
Okay.
Sorry.
Joe Biden?
Okay. We will now have time for closing statements. I'm going to let me see what the book tells me to do. I don't care about screw the book. 2-minute closing statements, because anything longer than that would be really boring and I'm gonna fall asleep. So I'll start with you, Trif. I will start punching the desk when you're like over time.
Okay. I think I and all my candidates here all will make changes to the server that I think would be good. In their cases, I think there are good and bad decisions that they could implement. I hope to, I guess, emphasize a personal freedom as well as a small general change to our governing system, how the server is made, and not to get caught up in large changes that are very hard to actually implement. I think it's important to once again emphasize unity, to emphasize people doing things for the general good of the community, and I think generally
What the fuck?
it's it's important to emphasize that we all try and get along and we all try and listen to each other's ideas. And it's important to have disagreements, and it's important to talk, but conflict should really not be emphasized. Conflict should be attempted to be mediated quickly. And with
Okay, I've
that,
changed my mind. We're only doing 1 minute and 30 seconds.
okay, that's fair. Thank you.
You have 15 seconds if you want to.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I think both my candidates here have good ideas, but I hope I can secure the unity vote in this election based on the ideals I hold and have demonstrated. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Pentagonal.
The APC, we plan to balance neutrality and centrism with some changes which will change the server in a better way. As I said earlier, our currency system will not interfere with any server activities, not interfere with regular bartering, but to streamline the way people can get paid for doing jobs. Because our server, we need infrastructure, but we need to work together to make the infrastructure. But here's the thing, we can't just work together without the pay, and with bartering, it's very inconsistent what we need. What a lot of people need is materials, so we will pay people to do jobs and help build a server together, and this system will carry out throughout governments, so if the government takes power, they can decide what they want in a server to benefit. The APC, we want to work with people, but we also want to get our shit across, and we are willing to compensate 50-50 with all the parties, or in this case, number I cannot divide evenly because it's 3 parties, but
33.3.
yeah, whatever. We need to work together, but we also have to debate. Yes, there are things I don't think I can pass 100% unless I get the supermajority, but I don't want a supermajority. I don't need a supermajority. I believe my idea of a court will help increase government efficiency and server efficiency with dealing moderation problems, because the last legislative meeting was 2 hours long, and we had moderation cushions there, which should be handled in a separate entity, which can be held anytime and be way shorter than big-ass meetings if you really need to prosecute someone for doing something. This includes unity. If we have a law that doesn't breach people's rights, we have a law that is not only strong but fair. We intend to be tough but fair on many things. I believe our currency can coexist, and the APC will really bring home fairness and unity.
Your time
Yes.
ran out like 30 seconds ago.
I apologize.
Okay. Thank you for the speech anyway, Leanna.
Shut up, Jade!
It's time for
Sorry.
your
I'm
closing.
excited for the results of the election, even if I lose. Meow.
Okay, you've got about a minute and 15 seconds left. Do you want to add to that? Or?
Meow.
One sec.
You could talk about how cool your base is. You could talk about dogs. You could. I could do your closing statement for you because you're
My
kind
house is
of
like you.
struggling. Would you like to phone a
Everyone shall
friend
see it.
maybe, or like
I don't have much time to speak, so I'm faggot.
What? No, you can't say that!
what the fuck?
You can't say that! You can't say that! No, no, no!
Wisteria
It's called-
made a fun path outside my house.
It's called
Okay, new
comedic
question.
relief.
Pentagonal, how do you believe that controversy will affect your chances of being elected?
She has to pass. She's a
It's
part of the
like
community.
Riddy.
Oh,
It
okay,
is
so
very
never
funny,
mind.
though.
It's fine.
Oh,
Okay,
someone just killed a baby chicken.
I'm going to get back. Okay, I'm ending this. Just get on you. Get on the stool. Okay. I am going to consult the book real quick for what to do at the end. Alright, well, thank you three for joining me tonight for this presidential debate. I am very proud of how this turned out. I think we covered a lot of ground here. I am Pete Buttigieg, and that is all I have. Good night.
Pete Buttsex?
Thank you for moderating. What?
I want some steak.
You guys should come
Blog.
down.
Pentagonal.
APC!
We can come down.
Storm this day.
Come down.
Gladly.
APC! APC! APC!
APC!
I thought you did a fine
Why
job,
are we
Chris.
fighting?
APC.
Yeah.
You were a very good moderator.
Thank you.
Yes. Jesus.
I don't know what the fuck's going on in there. But...
Is there all just ABC left?
I don't know.
APC! APC!
Oh, Zomdog.
Lemon, you're still muted.
Oh, what the fuck?
APC!
ABC.
I didn't even know.
APC!
Let me change my goddamn fucking microphone. Fuck you.
Fuck off. Let Lemon do shit.
Let me change my microphone, you
Fuck.
bitch.
I
Exactly.
didn't bring any
Everyone's
rice.
so
I will
mean
be
to
the
me,
moderator now.
so-
Candidates,
Everybody's
take
so
your
mean to me
positions,
because I got a
please.
fat ass.
I will
What?
be the moderator now. Take
So
your
true,
position,
honestly. I'm
please.
so jealous.
Is that the street?
APC! APC!
Is that the stream still going?
APC!
Oh,
Holy
we
shit,
have
it's
a
still
stream
going.
reception.
Hell yeah!
We need stream reception.
Candidates,
I
please
mean,
take your podiums. I will be the moderator.
I'm on live television, guys. My mom would be so.
Take your
My
positions,
mom would.
everyone.
My
Need one
mom
more
would
candidate.
not be proud of me.
Oh wait, guys, it's looping internally.
We need one more
Oh
candidate.
yeah.
APC! APC!
One more candidate.
APC.
Vader almost.
Dude, you're
Bye
so
bye.
fucking small. You slipped right through. That's so funny.
Penis, 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 penis.
APC, 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 APC.
Will 3 candidates please take the podiums? Will 3 candidates
What?
please take the podiums?
Oh, okay.
They don't care.
Ow!
I can't. Okay, I literally can't
This is
tell what
something
is the
only I can
game
do.
or what is real life.
There's that one, there's that one, and there's
This
that
is
one.
too bad. I can only do it with pain. God damn it. Never mind.
I had to kill the person.
APC, more like gay PC.
Amazing.
Slander.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
Oh, I know what this is. Never mind.
Skibbity,
Can't put down the
skibbity.
homies, but I
Is that lean?
Yes.
It's lean.
Please tell me this fucking thing is.
Oh, my
Still
turn.
going.
Right dance with me.
I'm the presidential candidate.
Bro, this stream is gonna
Go,
get
go, go,
copyrighted.
go, 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 go. How do I do that dance that JK's doing? How do I do that? How do I do the dance?
Who the fuck put this on?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's killer as fuck. Why are we still live? What the fuck?
Stop the live stream.
They send me the East Locust with that's when I start smoking weed and picking up bad habits. And I love all my niggas, but I promise I'm not a faggot.
Mean!
No! ABC! ABC!
I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup.
Anything
Oh
for
my
my
god,
kids.
where the fuck is it?
I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup.
I can't put down the club.
The bass is insane.
Dude, wait for real.
Put die in the cup.
Oh, fucking hell.
No!
It's double blind.
There's
Oh,
no
hell no.
blood.
You smoking that pack, bro.
Yes! This is why you should
Where's
vote for
Sauce?
Pentagonal.
Sauce. Sauce. What's the new Noble video?
The channel. I'm not a member of Noble.
What's the new
Plus.
Noble video?
There's no. Noble doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't?
What about
No.
I can't hear you.
Yo, never did
I can't hear you. Give me a second.
Aquarius.
Why doesn't it exist anymore?
Because you guys are not privy to
But this
that
shit is so
information.
loud.